about whether UFOs are real or not. I need
caucus. What are you talking about? Caucus. There was a
grouping of people.
Pat, there was a congressional hearing, and then recently the Pat. What do you ask
questions? You just like saying caucus.
You just love saying the word caucus.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1036 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, September 12th, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Wes is off getting some rest. I've got some good news in the cup of coffee in the big time. Look at that.
That's awesome.
What's that?
Well, you'll find out.
That's awesome.
Some of it involves a toast. We'll do a little toast to each other a little bit later.
Okay.
Pat's got the Kia Boyz on deck.
Yeah, it's a new TikTok trend, and you might want to listen up if you own a Kia or a Hyundai Elantra, and I know that's a lot of you.
We have a Kia.
If you're a giant animatronic hamster or anamorphic hamster.
Because you guys are in big fucking trouble.
My wife's got a Kia Forte, which is
what year?
Recent.
Like what year?
It's new enough where I know that it's not hackable. Like
does she have the push button start?
No.
Oh, you better listen up, Will.
Oh wow.
Actually, she does. Mark's got some hilarious videos in the TikTok International Moment, along with the Queen update. Also,
that's right. I hope you guys like hilarious videos and Queen updates because that's what I'm going to give you. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm ready for it. I want some. I can't get enough of the Royals after all this. There's a lot of royal simping going on. Like, am I wrong? Like, I feel like I've been ruffling some feathers, like making jokes about the royals, and it's like, at what point were we like, we're Americans, right? We can make jokes about the royals.
There's a lot of royal simping. Then there's also a lot of unjustified royal hating. Because
it's not like we're the stadium in Ireland that was chanting Lizzie's in a box.
Yeah, all right, I'll be right back.
I agree. Here's my
thing. Our backs, so
Here's my thing. It's good to have allies, and the internet is just about being mean. So the Queen dies, obviously it takes everyone's feed over, and before you know it, people are like, well, actually, the British Empire.
You're right,
enslaved, Pat. And they did. Yes, everyone did. But
you're
it's
right.
Good to have
if it wasn't
allies.
For the internet, it would just be all the big headlines saying, R.I.P. and everyone loves the Queen, and the TV host, news host saying we love the Queen, stuff like that. You see some of this new hatred because the internet exists, and the individuals can get in there. Yeah.
Hey, and real quick before Will gets back, I know that it's September 12th. We didn't do a September 11th show.
Oh, Pat, we will be talking about September 11th, Pat. We don't forget on this show.
No, we don't.
So. Yeah, and I'm back. I got it.
No, but yeah, you got to think in the today, guys. Think about having allies, right? That's our closest ally. Okay, it's our closest ally.
Who, England?
You want to give respect.
Yeah, but the thing about it is,
a friend.
No, but the thing about it is, our country started on making fun of their king. So
look, we're gonna make fun of the Royals a little bit later in my section. Why don't we congratulate our teams for winning on the first week of NFL Sunday football? Because the Eagles put up the highest points before Mahomes showed off in the afternoon.
The Commanders,
games.
The Eagles are good.
One man's garbage.
We're gonna talk about football too, just in a second.
So let's
hold up.
Let's do the show.
Speaking of football, though, did you guys put on some weight? Because I did. I'm gonna need a couple days to take it off.
Yeah, I'm not weighing until like Wednesday.
Yeah, fatathon, Pat.
Pat, have you weighed in yet?
Did you gain weight?
No. I need to. I'm going to.
You got to weigh in. Come on, everybody, weigh in. Patreon.com/hardfactor.
I know. Kate went to a wedding, so it was me and the boy all weekend.
For one of her 3,000 cousins from that beach picture where she has 8,000 family members? Couldn't she go to a wedding every weekend?
It's a good guess.
All right, Pat's going to weigh in, and if you weigh in before Pat, you're in the competition. Pat, you got to weigh in. Here's the thing. Today.
I do have a house cup, but here's the thing. When you're just solo with the boy, and then my friend, a very good friend of mine, she was pregnant around the same time. She had an event she had to go to, and her kid is Cash's little buddy.
Just step on the scale, bro.
I had 2 kids.
So basically, you got week 1 NFL for free, but you now only have 11 weeks to try to beat them.
I had 2 liters of Coke.
Okay. Full-bodied sodas. All right, patreon.com/hard factor. If you want to get in on the fatathon, all tiers are playing. Also, just send us your weight on social media if you want to play along. We're losing weight with everybody. Okay, we're just becoming healthier.
Some people are like, "What is it?" And I'll tell you what it is. It's a fat accountability club for skinnies.
And it's between Fat Boy Summer and Thanksgiving, so you can de-fat yourself from the glorious summer you just had.
You're going to look great for the holidays. Greg Riley's coming up with some stats for us, like the most we've ever lost combined in previous fatathons, and all sorts of cool stats like that, which we'll share with you probably in the high five this week. Also, I think we have a record number of people already. There's like 45 people.
It's very motivational in the thread, too.
Greg Riley also went skydiving for the first time.
That's very cool.
He lost like 100 pounds since the fatathons have started. Yeah. And I want to say
one thing on the fatathon. We never do this, but we really need to fucking do it. If you enter the fatathon, take a before picture. If you haven't yet, shirtless before picture, okay? If you want your face blurred out, or you don't even have to upload it, just take the shirtless before picture.
Take it before.
You're going to want that after. Plus, I think we can do something really cool if everyone has a before-after picture on social media and potentially get our goal, which I'm just going to blow. It's to get Arnold Schwarzenegger to own up for getting us fat after leading the presidential.
How do you think he got us fat?
He stopped pushing the presidential fitness stuff.
Yeah, I think it was Bush 1 appointed him as like essentially it was his responsibility to keep us kids thin in the 90s.
Yeah.
And he blew it. He blew it.
He just stopped caring. He just went away from the limelight. You know, like he could have done more.
That was his job. I mean, it was a lifetime.
If Arnold tells me to work out, I'm working out, right? Like
that's tough. That's a tough thing to put on Arnold. I mean,
do you remember he was like at
a lot of heart
House?
Disease he would be responsible for.
Well,
I do remember he was.
He could make up for it with a simple like good job.
By coming on
first.
Hard Factor.
It was his first. It was the Schwarzenegger. It was Schwarzenegger to get to kids get moving. I think
get moving
now.
It's weird how like when you
get up,
when you don't prioritize the PE and then you do prioritize all like the food, the fast food, right? Like I guess.
No, this is an article from
how do we get so
Schwarzenegger to get kids moving? He was a chairman.
The pandemic has made us even fatter.
Well, I got to lose the weight. I'm feeling it. I'm really going to focus this fatathon. I really think I'm going to do a good job. I was at the grocery store this weekend, and I don't know if it's like recency bias, but I was seeing a bunch of people with diabetes waddling in like HEB, like I saw at the casino. And
no, like, Americans are fatter than ever.
Everyone's waddling because they have
everybody's
like,
so fat. It's
legs.
crazy.
It's terrible.
Yeah, we got to lose weight as a
chairman of the President's Council on Physical Fitness.
It's not Arnold's fault. It's your own fault. Look in the mirror. That's why you're fat. Okay, time to do the news.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
It's partially his fault.
It's none of Arnold's fault. 100% your own fault. Get in the fatathon, fix it. Okay, cup of coffee in the big time. Trending news. But first, a fun fact. Did you guys know that beyond GDP, jobs, home sales, other stuff like that, you can look at two commodities in particular to gauge the health of the United States economy and the odds of a recession? You guys know what those commodities are?
I do now because we texted it, but I didn't know before.
But
it is about commods, huh?
It is a pretty fun fact, though. Yeah. Those commodities are copper and champagne. Yeah. Sadly, copper used heavily in construction is down from $4.94 at its high this year to $3.56. So it's down a little bit. But really, the worst one, in my opinion, is the champagne because it's well within our control. We can choose to drink more champagne, and champagne is down every single month from 2021 so far in 2022 this year.
Not because of me, I'll tell you that fucking much.
To which I say, this is what I was getting. Cheers to you fellas, because I've been buying a shitload of champagne, sparkling wine, whatever you want. It's all the same. That's how you.
It's not all the same.
But it's technically the same when it comes to this statistic.
Actually, champagne has to be made in Champagne, France.
That's true.
Otherwise it's not champagne.
Yeah.
Right. Like tequila
but I'm sipping
has
on
to be
some.
Made in like
I'm sipping on some delicious
Mexico
sparkling wine from France that will actually add to the stat. So, did you know, fellas, that drinking champagne or sparkling wine makes you recession-proof?
Yeah, I mean, look, my body's been bubbling because I've been drinking a lot of champagne.
Cheers!
You're
to
right.
that.
It's a fine wine index.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cheers to that.
I think
Look at that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But we're down this year, so everybody it's within our control. The Great Recession, champagne cut in half. People drank champagne before, and then it cut in half during the Great Recession. Then it's been on the rise every year since that recovery. until now, 2022. We got to turn it around in the last few months.
See, everyone wants to keep their, money under their mattress these days, and their like savings accounts at where it's been. I've just been buying as much champagne or more than usual and just losing money.
Cheers to you, Mark.
Lowering amounts.
Cheers to you. We're doing our part for the country by
right.
drinking this champagne. And
Will's got a glass of champagne in a copper glass.
What do you mean? No,
he's got a copper ring. He's got a copper ring on.
What does you mean a copper glass? This is a flute.
You remember earlier in your segment when you were saying that the two indices were copper and champagne?
Oh no, Pat. But copper, Pat, what I've been doing is swapping out light fixtures. See, it's a good time right now to do anything that requires copper because wires are cheaper, pipes are cheaper, copper.
You know what? You can have yourself a party and buy those copper mugs you use for mules.
Ooh, Moscow mules. Sometimes you got to put your license down for fancy ones, a deposit. You guys ever listen to that Danny Brown song, Scrap or Die, about just scrapping metal out of abandoned buildings?
No, that sounds.
He's a big copper guy.
But also, when we're talking about new construction vandalism, copper's a big one there too. They steal all the copper out of the house. Yeah, but that makes sense. Stripping an old home. Look at that. Okay, copper. Use it right now because it's cheap. Also, drink champagne. Go USA. Let's try to avoid that recession or get that soft landing. Whatever the fuck they're talking about. Okay, the news, the trending news from over the weekend. As Pat mentioned at the top, it was 9/11. It was the 21st. Memorial of September 11th, 2001. And crazy that tragedy can drink now, right? So,
wow. Yeah. 21.
JK. Anyways, never forget that we're all Americans first in these United States, like we got reminded on that horrible day so vividly. And then one other thing trended over the entire weekend. What was it?
Well, I want to say one thing on 9/11.
Football.
What's that?
Was it football? Every 9/11, I like to think about our boy Todd Beamer. The Let's Roll gentleman who organized the coup of the United 93 flight. Amazing guy and really inspiring human. Just generally, he's like a hero of mine. Check out Todd Beamer's story if you don't know it, but very, very amazing story.
He got up in the plane and beat up the terrorists. Right?
Yeah, he organized them to fight back, counteroffensive. Yes. Ooh, which we'll get to another counteroffensive in the cream of the crop. But yes, Mark, you were right. The one other thing besides 9/11 that trended over the 9/11 weekend, sports, because it was the first weekend of NFL, like we were talking about at the top. But college, it was week 2. Tons of surprises. Texas almost beat Bama. 1 point lost right there. Should have beat them. The safety really should have had that 2 points. Also, 2 missed field goals. Also, top 12 teams went down a shitload. A&M, Texas A&M, they lost to Appalachian State. Pat called that one. Nice call.
That's what you get for letting Rittenhouse go to your school. I'm kidding. He's going to Blinn. He's going to Blinn College.
Well, it's right next door. Notre Dame lost to the Thundering Herd of Marshall. Baylor lost to BYU. And Florida lost to Kentucky. Whoa. All those top 12 teams.
Kentucky's going to be in the top 10 now, or close to it. Thank God Notre Dame's lost 2 now, so we don't have to worry about them losing by 60 in a BCS game.
Yeah, makes me feel so much better as an LSU fan too. Because it was rough. Brian Kelly's first game was rough, but then seeing Notre Dame go 0-2, that makes
are they still just floating out there with no conference?
Yeah. Oh, they're always better than
just doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
But they play a tough schedule.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
but they're always going to be a co-national. Well, not anymore, but they always.
But that's why they're 0-2, Mark, because they play a tough schedule. Yeah.
Anyway, App State, if you didn't see that one coming, check the App State program because those guys are gritty.
Very gritty. The Peoples, is that their running back? He's a good running back.
It's for the Peoples.
Scott Frost, the former coach at Nebraska, was fired after losing to Georgia Southern week 2.
Dude, that's so aggressive to fire a coach after week 2. You hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, they really do. But for good reason. Tough. I mean, he's been horrible. He was so hyped.
Give me a reason, Scott.
I mean, fire him before the season, though, really? Week 2? Like, come on.
Yeah, but that's just how much you hate him. You got to get him out of there. It's like he's a cancer. He's got.
They're first to the good coaches now since it's week 2 and they need one.
Well, maybe so. Yeah. Maybe that. Hopefully, it works that way for Nebraska. NFL week 1 surprises. Division favorites: Packers, Niners, Bengals, and Patriots all lost week 1.
I wouldn't call Patriots a division favorite.
That's true. I mean, were the Dolphins above them?
Yes, I think they were in Vegas. Yes.
Okay, in Vegas.
Yes,
but they were on the come up. They were
in many people's minds.
On paper, they were better. Will, but you're right.
They thought the Patriots were going to win the NFC East, including mine.
AFC East, yeah.
AFC East, sorry, including mine. But no, the Dolphins shellacked them. The Steelers, who We're supposed to be on a down year. Took care of the Bengals, who looked horrible. The Niners
kind of made the wheel look like a fool too, because now the Bengals have a hole to dig out of to win the AFC East or the AFC North.
That's true.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that, man.
That's true. Did the wheel get its picks right though? It did go. Oh no, it didn't get Patriots right. Ooh, the wheel is only one for two. Also, let's see. Yeah, so those were all the surprises. Niners though, losing to the Bears. That's
I'd like
really
to say
surprising.
I don't know if I've said it yet on the show officially. I've said it on the Patreon, and I've said it on the after the trivia night. But my dark horse, once Deshaun got his long suspension changed from the Browns to win the Super Bowl to the Vikings skull. Okay, the Vikings are winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm sorry, Eagles. It's going to be NFC Championship, Eagles, Vikings. It's going to be tough because I'm going to win $5,000 when the Vikings win the Super Bowl, so it's going to be tough. But
they handled the Packers week one.
Yeah.
So
Jefferson's the best player in the world.
Justin Jefferson is a fantastic wide receiver. Also a dad hack for all the dads out there. Always offer to babysit. Football is on because it's the easiest babysitting you will ever do. Also,
just watch football with them.
Yeah. No, you just watch. I mean, they do whatever. You watch the football. It's the best.
Pull them back to your lap. They get up. You pull them back to your knee. They get up.
Well, yeah, like you don't want to leave like the play area anyways. You're just
put
watching
on Miss
football.
Rachel in the other
That's
room.
awesome.
Yeah. So it's like
listen for any thuds.
It's a good,
doing
that's
the same
a good hack
thing they
because
are anyways.
then you're owed one, but you got to watch football all day.
Right, but you get football all day.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Okay. Also in sports, UFC 279, the shakeup was insane with this guy, Khamzat. What do you know how to say his last name? Chimaev?
Yeah.
Khamzat Chimaev. He missed weight by 8 pounds. So he's supposed to fight Nate Diaz for his last fight ever on Saturday, UFC 279. Comes at the weigh-in, misses it by 8 pounds. So instead, Nate Diaz submitted Tony Ferguson for his last fight instead, which I'm sure everybody enjoyed a lot more than him getting fucking killed by Khamzat, and who Khamzat literally killed another guy, kissed him in the ring after submitting him.
Choked him unconscious in a minute of the first round and then kissed him on the face or forehead.
That is such a sexy finishing move.
Yeah.
Finish him.
This dude is so good. He would have literally killed Nate in the ring for his last fight.
If you're missing by 8 pounds, you're doing it on purpose.
Of course. No, he did it. He didn't want to kill Nate for his last fight.
We think he either felt disrespected or he respected Nate enough to not kill him.
Right. You could lose 8 pounds in an hour and a half
or
if you're a professional athlete.
Or just not, or just lose it up, before the weigh-in,
Yeah.
Like
he just came in at his like walking around weight.
Vegas
like,
had
I'm
him
not fighting Diaz.
plus 1,500 against Nate, and he was probably just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it to him.
Yeah, negative. But yeah.
Or negative 1,500. Yeah, sorry, negative 1,500. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so and then, but it's better for the UFC in the end, anyways. They don't want Khamzat killing Nate for his last fight. Nate gets to submit Tony Ferguson. This guy Khamzat continues to amaze everybody by submitting somebody so badly that he kisses him on the forehead afterwards.
I'm still calling him Kumquat from now on because he missed weight.
I like that.
I mean, I love how he's a heel. He's a real big heel. Like people fucking love to hate this guy, and like that's a great thing to have in any combat sport. So
it is.
Yeah. Okay. That was like seriously, sports and 9/11. That was all that trended over the weekend. So, but what was trending inside the Hardo Hive was some more American stuff, Mark. Thanks to intern Jackson and everyone else who contributed. Lots of people sent in some trending UFO footage that's coming out. So first, a video from TikTok from user Dylan Anderson, but the S is a 5, and it shows some kind of shit in the sky going down recently. Here it is.
People over the weekend have captured multiple videos of what looks like UFOs. This one was seen in San Andreas, California, and at first they said they thought it was a plane or drones until it did this.
Oh, whoa. What is that?
Another was seen in Texas by multiple people as well, where there were 5 strange lights in the sky and what also looked like drones. But the speed that this took off in is unreal.
Oh,
whoa. That was fast.
What did I just freaking see, dude? What was that?
Nobody knows, bro. No.
So I've been thinking about this over the weekend. So like those Navy pilots, right? There's that guy. What's the
we'll
guy's
get to the
name?
Navy in a second, my friend.
Right. So they came out and they were like, that was pretty cool when they were like, yeah, man, we see this shit. We don't know what it is. Right. But then there's all this stuff that comes out on TikTok. It's really hard to kind of keep a timeline of what's going on. Like,
this is all this
guy's. I know. But what I'm saying is that guy's video with the music bed.
Where was Andrew Five-On's video from?
I think Texas and one other place in America.
But it leads you to believe that the invasion has begun. What I need a non-governmental caucus. I need a caucus of pro I need an aviator on there. I need a scientist. I need a physicist.
Pat, you haven't even seen all the craziest shit. You're going to need more people.
Guys. I need a crew of guys.
You're going to need a larger team.
Break this down for me.
You're going to need a larger team looking at this. Except they're going to get stonewalled by the Navy. We'll get to that in a second.
I need a spiritualist too.
First, another UFO video from Kilbride, Scotland, over the week.
See that? What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
There's two of them. Where's the other one?
What's this shite?
There's two of them.
I just love the guy's voice.
Where's the other one? I don't know what the hell that is.
It's like a little orb in the
hell
clouds.
Is that shite?
It's like an orb in the lower clouds, just going straight. There's
Come down here and I'll punch you.
A couple of cunts in the air.
Punch that cunt.
What is that?
I swear to God. Looking at me sister.
I watched Belfast this weekend. Good movie.
Yeah. Good movie.
Probably like
Interesting
really
town.
low, so it's about the height of a building.
Okay.
So it's not like
See, I don't need
in
this
the
guy.
sky.
Yeah, so what is this, Pat? Well, what is it?
That could be.
What is that in the sky?
That one could be a drone.
Right, so
No way.
the
two that are up in the clouds?
Right, I'm just gonna
Easily could be a
focus on
drone.
this one.
You think it's a circular drone in
It's
the
moving
lower
awfully
clouds?
slow.
Oh, no,
I mean,
that's
if that's a spaceship, it's a pretty.
Where is it?
It's like a lower end model. It's
There's
like
a
a.
second.
So here's my thing. The speed, to me, is what separates a drone from a not drone. The speed,
Right.
not the
Those are
height
going-
necessarily.
Those are going slow.
Or
Those
the
were
shape.
going slow. It's not as impressive as the other video, but what I'm
green
saying,
lights moving from right to left was way too fast.
Can we get a caucus? Is there a caucus?
Pat, there's tons of caucuses. That's why all this stuff is coming out. But unfortunately, Black Vault UFO group says that since April 2020, it has been attempting to get all videos of UFOs, also called classified aerial phenomenon (UAPs), possessed by the Navy via FOIA request. But they've received several rejections in which the Navy would neither confirm nor deny the existence of videos. And then the group said it received this response finally from the Navy, denying the request for quote unquote sensitive information. The Navy said the requested videos contain sensitive information pertaining to the unidentified aerial phenomenon UAP and are classified and are exempt from disclosure. The release of this information will harm national security.
Okay,
is what the Navy said about releasing all the
Black Vault
UAP
is
videos.
legit. If you don't know Black Vault, it's and this is the other thing I want to fucking call out. None of these motherfuckers are connected. So Black Vault is like it's a group of FOIA crazy motherfuckers. So they get their FOIA on, and it's a killer database. Black Vault, if you haven't fucked with it, there's a couple databases like this, but they don't talk to each other. And the last caucus that I saw, Will, was the I'm a Lawyer guy from TMZ. Okay, doing some sort of special about whether UFOs are real or not. I need
caucus. What are you talking about? Caucus? There was a
grouping of people.
Pat, there was a congressional hearing, and then recently the Pat. What are you talking
ask questions?
You just like saying caucus.
You just love saying the word caucus.
The Navy should just send back to all these people with the FOIA request just a link to the YouTube A Few Good Men, Jack Nicholson, You Can't Handle the Truth clip. Just a URL to the You Can't.
I mean, isn't that fucking weird that the Navy's like, hey, it would harm national security if we release these videos to you?
Well, also, how many videos? I mean, there's just too many videos. Probably. I mean, that would take forever. There's too much content there.
It's a lot of content.
It's a lot of content.
That's pretty strange to me. Also, the Stoneman Douglas shooter trial is happening. Fuck that guy. More New Yorkers are saying that Eric Adams sucks. What's that, Mark?
Didn't someone shoot someone at the Uvalde memorial?
Yeah, I think there was.
I don't know if it was the memorial, but some people got shot.
I think it was when the school reopened.
God damn it.
Not good. More New Yorkers are saying Mayor Eric Adams sucks, this time over dirty drinking water. Guess there's a dirty drinking water thing happening over there right now. And speaking of politics, apparently Blue Anon is a common joke. I thought I had made it up in the moment, but thinking back on it, I had first heard it from intern Cam. So sorry to all of the Blue Anon followers that let me know about that one. Anyway,
what the hell is Blue Anon?
I have no idea, Mark. I didn't know. And then a bunch of people were like, oh, booing on his. Oh, anyways, the only issue I've ever really cared about besides the economy, marijuana will be on the ballot for American citizens in Arkansas, Maryland, Missouri, North Dakota, and South Dakota again this year. So if you care about weed, get out there and get your weed with your votes if you live in any of those states, which brings us to more good news in the
cream of the crop.
And as I said, it's good news. Over the last week, Ukraine has regained tons of their own territory from around the eastern Ukrainian city of Kharkiv, which I, after watching videos, found out is a silent K. So,
oh, good, thank you.
Kharkiv.
I'm gonna be visiting there later, and I was gonna fuck that up.
Okay, good.
Hark 5.
Silent K.
Hark 4,
Kharkiv. Right? It's spelled Kharkiv.
I don't know numerals.
You literally just don't say the K. And so this is on the heels. So Ukraine's gaining ground around that city. It's on the heels of the counteroffensive they did in southern Ukraine that we talked about as well. But in response, and so like you see, Ukraine's gaining ground a little bit back in the south, a little bit in the east. But in response, Putin has bombed now the power plants around Kharkiv and into the Donbass in eastern Ukraine, killing the power for that city and many more surrounding areas. It's another escalation from Vladimir Putin, surprise.
But will the nuclear power plant, right, which cannot lose power?
Well, right, that one
power.
No, it did for a day, but it's been contested whether like Russia and Ukraine or Russia occupied it. Then I don't know who's
I remember that they were like shooting around there. Like
effectively, they needed to be like, "Hey, do we want another fucking Chernobyl up in this bitch?" Then
stop shooting near the nuclear thing. They're like, "Yeah, but we're trying to kill you."
Yeah, this is a separate deal. Putin's just taking out their power. Yeah. I don't think it's that.
This isn't nuclear power. This is nuclear homes and families power.
Right, exactly. Right. Enjoy the dark. Yeah. Right, yeah. So, but good for Ukraine, getting some of their land back from their pushy ass neighbor, because it's better than leaving it in his hands, I guess. And that's today's cup of coffee in the big time, which was brought to you by my favorite shirt of all time. Literally.
Good.
Mizzen and Main, right? I'm wearing it right now, Mark. It's my favorite shirt because it looks so good. No other shirt can make me look this good. This shirt right here that I'm wearing is literally the only reason I would ever consider buying a dress shirt ever again after becoming a grimy podcaster a few years ago. It's incredible. Literally, as I've been saying over and over again, my best shirt. It's like the fabric, everything about it. That's why you got to check out Mizzen and Main.
They're a compliment machine. You wear it out in public. It's just compliment after compliment.
And it's cuts. It fits your body.
The shirts fuck hard. They really do. And as a guy who collects shirts, and what Mark is saying is true. If you've never had a shirt that's a compliment shirt, you haven't lived. And
well, you haven't had a Mizzen and Main is what you haven't had.
It will be one.
Is there anything?
And then you're gonna know. It's just such a booster, man. You wear it on Fridays.
It's an amazing. You got to get this Mizzen and Main.
You have to kind of like work.
Shirt in
the only thing you have to work on is like you have to have something to say back. It might not be. They might have a shitty shirt and they might know it. So you have to have something nice to say in response, like nice smile, thanks for the compliment. That's the only challenging part.
You're going to be better looking than everybody you meet once you get your Mizzen and Main. Is there anything worse than being uncomfortable? Probably not. Mizzen and Main doesn't think so. That's why they made the most lightweight, breathable, and moisture wicking dress shirt you can buy. Their high performance dress shirts are warm in winter and cool in summer. Think of their clothing as your secret weapon for any occasion. I'm confident if you give Mizzen and Main a try, you'll never go back to a conventional men's clothing again. I can tell you firsthand that Mizzen and Main shirts are actually the best dress shirts I've ever worn. I've never felt fabric like this before. For real. Possibly the best part of their dress shirts is that they are machine washable, which means no expensive trips to the dry cleaner, which you would think of on a shirt of this quality you would have to spend. But no, don't you want to wear the same material you wear to the gym when you are at work or watching football with friends? I sure do. It's very comfortable.
Yeah. That's that new tech. That's that new tech, man.
Yep. Exactly. It's time to toss your stiff dress shirt and get Mizzen and Main right now. Bachelor parties, weddings, work, whatever you need a dress shirt for, I guarantee Mizzen and Main is going to bring you the best option. It's the best option, the best compliment shirt, the best shirt for anything. So many cuts, prints. They are insanely comfortable, all of them. So if you want the best damn dress shirts money can buy, check out Mizzen and Main right now. If you go to mizzenandmain.com, use promo code HARDFACTOR, you'll receive $25 off any regular price order of $130 or more. That's $25 off when you go to Mizzen, MIZZEN, and Main, ANDMAIN.com, and use our promo code HARDFACTOR, all one word, $25 off any regular price order of $130 or more.
Yeah.
There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
More like jizzing and mange. Jizzing and...
Yeah.
Jizzing and strange.
Jizzing and strange, yeah.
Uh-huh. It feels that good.
Yeah.
Don't
you put it on.
Strange.
No, but get permission and stuff. But yeah.
But in the moment, it feels that good, and then after
you'll have it with the shirt.
You'll no regret either in this version.
It's a weird ask. Hey, I know we're just getting. Well, we don't really know each. I know this is a one night thing, but can I pop? Can I pop?
Can I pop in you?
Who would ever ask that?
Well, the shirt was pretty damn good.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Here at Hard Factor, we launched right around the same time TikTok did, and we've been covering all of the biggest, hottest, most dangerous, most sexy, and most excellent TikTok trends since the beginning of Hard Factor. And there's a new one, and we're bringing it to you. And this new TikTok challenge, guys, makes the hot water challenge look like the ice bucket challenge.
Whoa.
It makes the diarrhea bucket challenge feel like getting cupped in the face with a fart.
Whoa.
It makes devious licks look like devious licks of a dum-dum pop.
Whoa.
Ooh, this one's bad.
Uh-oh.
What do y'all know about the hashtag Kia Boyz, hashtag Kia Boys and Girls, and hashtag Kia Boyz 414? What do you guys know about that?
Is it IKEA? Is it a bunch of Swedish punks?
No, this is the people that are taking advantage of the Kia hack. Right. I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, you better listen up, Will.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an
I
alarming.
don't know anything about them.
So that, Mark, if you're a Kia owner, you would have noticed the articles a few weeks ago.
You're about to be a former Kia owner?
Mm-hmm.
You potentially.
Yeah.
I personally would have called it the Hyundai Boys, but I think people have an issue with Hyundai because they don't know if they're supposed to pronounce it Hyundai,
right,
or Hyundai, or
that's
Hyundai.
Really what sets Hyundai back.
Right.
Yeah, Kia is going to take over as the South Korean brand of choice, probably.
In my opinion, Hyundai's a finer vehicle, but
worst name though.
Kia's shorter, right? And yeah, you just don't know. It's like Kurtz and Kirks.
Yeah, as Wes says, it doesn't roll. So
it doesn't roll.
Yeah.
No.
But
Hyundai.
There is Hyundai. No one knows. There is nonetheless, guys, an alarming TikTok trend that started in Milwaukee, which is Algonquian for the good land, and it has to do with a USB cord, okay, a vulnerability with 2010 to 2021 Kia and Hyundai vehicles that use
all of them,
pretty much
2010 to 2021. Every Kia on the road.
If they use a mechanical key, not a key fob or a push button start, and of course, the most important ingredient in any TikTok challenge, teens. Okay,
right.
Those are the three ingredients. Now, before we examine the trend in greater detail, let's hear from a recent victim of the hashtag Kia Boyz challenge.
Y'all, there is a TikTok trend going around. If you got a Kia or a Hyundai, they will take your ignition apart and steal your fucking car. And my fucking car is not here. My ignition was torn apart. There are 2 flat tires. And now my car is at the fucking tow yard. If you have a Kia or a Hyundai Elantra, the tow yard told me they've been getting calls like crazy. Kias and Hyundai Elantras are being stolen. It is the new fucking trend.
Stealing cars is the new trend?
Because it's...
I know,
it's really easy to steal. Yeah,
I know, but that's like years in jail. Like that seems.
Yeah,
that's pretty ridiculous. Okay.
Hey, you don't know what it's like to be a teen today, but you might be asking yourself, how does it work exactly? Okay. Well, first you break the rear window of a late model Kia or Hyundai. Okay, then you take a flathead screwdriver and you break away the steering column. Right. Then you take a USB charging cable.
What's the difference between this and stealing, hot wiring a car? This is
let
hot
me
wiring
finish.
a car.
Nothing. It's still
let me finish.
Theft if they get caught, but they just probably
the whole
get caught because they're so easy.
They
to
break
do.
a window, pop the steering wheel.
Hear the whole.
Okay, all right,
all the ingredients that go in the stew before you tell me what it tastes like. Okay.
Okay.
Then you take a USB charging cable and you connect it to an apparently obvious port that's revealed after you get rid of that pesky steering column.
That's to charge your phone to do a TikTok of while you're stealing a car.
Well, it's that, but then it also can start the car, and bam, you're the proud new owner of a whip that's got no keys. And instead of selling that car, you drive it fast while swerving in a serpentine motion, and then you post the evidence of your felonies to TikTok for clout. That's the challenge.
So they're being caught then, I would imagine.
Some of them are, Will. Some of them are. There was a recent documentary made by Millie Walke. I guess you could call him a filmmaker. He's a bro who's kind of funny, but I can't tell if he's being an asshole or he's funny. Anyway, he went and he knew some of dem boys. So he went and hung with some Kia Boyz. They showed him what was up. They showed off in front of him a little bit. And one of the guys, obviously, was arrested. And he's not going to be the last. Here's a little compilation I put together of how the Kia Boyz behave in the wild. And if you want to see the trend yourself, by the way, you're going to want to go. Yeah, pretty much. It's a problem. I'm going to get into the stats. It's a serious problem. Honestly, every TikTok trend we've covered to date has been bullshit. Like really pretty much non-existent.
Well, but this isn't this. Yeah, I mean, this is a TikTok trend. This is TikTok trend.
The media does it before we do it.
Yeah. But this is a huge vulnerability in cars. I mean, like as somebody who owns a Kia, I knew of this vulnerability like a few weeks ago. So
yeah,
so like it's
happening. This is
it's hilarious. That it's causing
it exists, and like no other trend or challenge we've covered, right? Like the hot water challenge, I literally couldn't find any fucking videos. Right. Devious licks, the list of licks turned out to be totally fucking fake. Yeah, this is so easy to find.
Pranking administrators, yeah.
Right. So here's what you want to do if you want to check it out for yourself. You're gonna want to go on TikTok, right? And then you're gonna want to type in hashtag Kia Boyz. That's with a Z, okay? Right. Or Kia
YZ, by the way, because you might think OIZ, but
yeah,
no.
YZ, okay.
Yeah, or Kia Boyz with a UZ. And if you're curious about exactly how to do, like to steal a car, don't do what I did and try to type in Kia Boyz tutorial. Instead, the more popular hashtag is Kia Boyz how to do it. So if you want to
Kia Boyz do it like this.
If you want to know, A, that our schools are failing, and B, how to steal a car. Anyway, without further ado, guys, here is a little bit of a compilation. So
the Kia Boyz. Okay. And please say with the help of how-to videos like this.
You don't need a key, bro. It should override it, bro.
They're taking advantage of possible design flaws in certain Kias and Hyundais.
Okay, so here's TikTok user Lee4144.
He's swerving.
He's swerving from side to side, right? And a little bit more about Lee. His profile photo is a box of iPhones, and his bio is, quote, Telegram, real active with the scams, and then the plug emoji. Here's TikTok user hit a right in a high-speed police chase.
Yeah, Keith, come on, Keith.
That they posted to TikTok after their crew.
Damn, dog. Come on, Keith. Come on, Keith.
With their buddy Keith.
Tay. Come on, Tay.
Who's behind them. Or Tay, we don't know.
What's that? I don't know. Hurry up.
Yep, so the cops are chasing them. They're
go.
This is a TikTok short.
He's right here. He right here. They turning they shit. Fuck him.
And
he ain't turned his lights off. He turned his lights off. Why you turn his lights off?
Right here at the end, whoopsie, a full face shot.
Yeah.
In my
That
head.
wasn't smart. Here's another one from a different stolen car that hit a right had this motherfucker screaming. So okay, and then here's some kids ditching a Kia as you see a cop rolling up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was one of the hands.
Here's one from 414 low 6 swerving through a neighborhood with a busted out steering column. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta watch out.
Here's Mikey. This is Mikey Gets Buckets whipping it.
Mikey Gets Buckets and Kias.
Yeah. I mean, I saw this.
This is the Columbus Police Department trying to stop it with spikes, and then them just swerving around it.
Wow.
And then them giving up.
They're just kind of like crip walking and stolen Kias.
Right. Yeah, and that's Columbus, Ohio. Fortunately, I remember this now. She does have the push button start, so she can't. It's not the same vulnerability.
She's cool.
If you have a keyed Kia or Hyundai, you need to look up and see if your model is affected.
Yeah, and if you're the police,
it's just hot wiring. They undo the thing instead of putting two wires together. They just put a USB.
It's just super easy to do, and it's a massive amount of cars, Kias and Hyundais. So
right.
Yeah.
So here's how prevalent this is. In St. Petersburg, Florida, police reported that more than a third of all car thefts since mid-July are related to the Kia Boyz challenge.
Well, why not? I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's been happening a while. Like it's just getting to the point where it's so known that it's the cause of the TikTok trend. But
if I'm stealing a car and it's not for like a gone in 60-second thing where they give me a list of nice cars I need to get to deliver to a dock to save my brother from Irish mobster, then I'm probably going to steal a Kia if I'm going to steal a car at this point. Cause it's just so easy.
And then
right?
don't forget to upload it to TikTok.
And also look up how to do it. Kia Boyz, how to do it.
Kia Boyz, how to do it. Los Angeles officials said that this trend has led to an 85% increase in the theft of Hyundais and Kias compared with last year. And in Chicago, Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart said their jurisdiction alone, thefts of certain models of Kias are up over 800% in the last month. We see no end in sight, adding that we had an 11-year-old who was one of our most prolific stealers. So thieves would have been
that easy. An 11-year-old could do it.
Yep. He said the notion that they can drive is a fantasy that they're living, because this 11-year-old is jacking Kias left and right in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah. Got your Kia.
Yeah. Speaking of Chicago, Illinois, you guys should check out. I saw they're making like so you don't go to jail on several charges, including like several types of murder now. Apparently, like you're not held.
A lighter murder.
Yeah, seems unlikely.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah, we should check on that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Yeah, Blagojevich signed it in. He was like holding up the thing.
Now. Okay.
I think Blagojevich has been in jail for a long time for selling.
Or no, who's the fat one? Who's the fat one? Blagojevich?
Fat Lenny?
No, Blagojevich went to jail for selling Obama's Senate seat.
Oh, what's the other one? Who's the current one?
He's back out of jail.
It's
another fat guy.
Ari Emanuel's brother, Rob Emanuel.
No,
or the mayor of Chicago.
The governor of Chicago. Governor of Illinois.
Let's see.
Oh, that huge billionaire, the fat billionaire?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, JB Prickster. Fat billionaire.
Yeah. He's the one. Yeah, I saw his picture. He's the one who signed it in. He's like, yeah, no more.
It looks like he ate Babe Ruth.
Oh my God, this guy eats so much.
Yeah. Prickster. Yeah.
Watch out there, guys.
I hate that trend. I hate that so much. I hate that.
I mean, but for real, there's so many kids just posting stolen car videos to TikTok.
Don't steal people's cars. That's not nice.
But it's so dumb. You're gonna get busted. You think they're using a VPN?
No, and it's like directly to their TikTok. So yeah, we're gonna catch them, right? Hey, look, we all want to turn back the clock. For some, it's for vanity. Others just to relive those glory days. For me, I would love to wake up every morning with zero brain fog, clear mind, and be as energized as I was when I was a little Kia boy myself. Even on days I wake up with, when I get 8 hours of sleep and I have no booze the night before and maybe a healthy dinner, my old ass had been waking up with brain fog anyways for like an hour plus, had been. But now, thanks to first person, I'm waking up feeling fresh. I can take a more active role in my brain's overall health. I'm feeling good in the morning. I can get tasks done pretty much right away. I like to shower still first because I stink. But, after that, good to go. After witnessing the deteriorating effects Alzheimer's had on their father and grandfather's cognitive health, brothers Chris and Joe were determined to take their brain health into their own hands. 25 years of research and experimentation later, they created First Person, an innovative precision-targeted cognitive supplement system which uses the brain-boosting medicinal benefits of mushrooms, Will's holding them up, to activate the full potential of human cognition and brain health.
Sweet ass carrying cases.
Yeah, they're magnetic. See how they're stuck together? Will can bring all three, the morning, the afternoon, and the night ones, wherever he goes. It's
because I like to mix them. Yeah.
Hell yeah. First person supplements made with functional mushrooms. They aim to stimulate the body's natural production of specific neurotransmitters that trigger activities like energy, mood, and sleep. And those are the three that you see there. The energy one is the one in the morning, the mood one you take in the afternoon or evening around happy hour, the golden hour, and then the moonlight you take in the night to get like a good night's sleep. So First Person uses 100% grain-free organic mushrooms as well as a highly curated blend of nutraceuticals sourced from best-in-class vendors. Recently, I've been favoring the Moonlight, that purple one supplement. It helps me get that restorative sleep. Now I wake up clear-minded and well-rested. But I also like that golden hour. I'll have the golden hour, right? The orange.
Yeah, mix the first two.
Yeah, exactly. That's the ticket. Gives you that good energy bump, right? Start improving your brain health and cognition with First Person. Get 15% off your first order by going to getfirstperson.com and use code HARDFACTOR. That's GETFIRSTPERSON.com. Code HARDFACTOR for 15% off your first order. Getfirstperson.com, code HARDFACTOR. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, but no, they're awesome. Okay.
They are.
So will they voted against cash bail, which is the reason being is some people think cash bail is unconstitutional because like if you're poor, right, and you get arrested, you can't get out because you have to pay cash bail. But if you're
but
rich
it
and you get
includes
arrested,
some pretty serious crimes, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But
includes like
it's
up
not
to like
that he
certain
was,
types of murder.
It's a heated
Oh yeah,
debate
certain
because
types. Yeah,
people think it's unconstitutional, but also on the other hand,
guy
it's
that
like
just
not a
committed
perfect
murder out
system.
of
it includes certain types of murder. Yeah.
All right, well, look, let's get away from Chicago and let's get on a plane.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
By the way, huge win for the Bears. Really big win on Sunday. Huge win for the Bears. Surprising win, but good win. Okay, we've all been to zoos, right? Zoos are awesome, unless you're the animals in them.
Yeah,
they're cool for us.
But if you're a spectator,
it's great. Reference the animated movie Madagascar, where they all break out of a zoo and are happier, or just reference the depressed look in their faces in a real zoo.
Yeah, I mean, just go to any zoo. Yeah. And all those animals would rather be not inside a fence.
How come they're not hanging out by the glass? How come? Oh, they're depressed and sleeping 22 hours a day. Got it.
The only animal that I think lives like a pampered life is Mike the Tiger at LSU. He seems to be content because he just gets like. He gets steaks all the time, but he's like, when you look at him,
I'm sure he'd rather be in that cage than
when you look at him, he's more chill than like when you look at, like you go to like a shitty zoo. Yeah. Those animals are.
What I was going to say is no matter where you go, there's always, especially if it's at a college campus that keeps an animal as a mascot, there's a ton of English papers that are persuading you that it is the best thing for the animal.
It's happier. It lives longer.
Actually,
well, no, I'm saying like that cage versus other cage.
It's a great
better
cage.
than a zoo cage. Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll hear
the original cage he lived in when we moved to LSU was a real sad situation.
Better than the cage of the Africa tundras and the open Sahara lands. Well, one chimpanzee in Ukraine went full Madagascar this weekend and broke out of her cage and hit the streets of Kharkiv or Kharkiv.
Thank you.
Chi-Chi was really exploring the space and living it up. I guess she was in parts of Kharkiv that weren't getting shelled, or like Will said, they've already like taken most of it back, so it's safer because it wasn't war and the weaponry of it that spooked the chimpanzee to come back to the zoo. It was rain. That's right. Homegirl was having the time of her life and saying shit like, "I'm never gonna die, and you'll never catch me, copper," to the zookeepers that were trying to recapture in the city until light drizzle, that is.
The videos are amazing of her just enjoying herself.
Yeah, here we go. Once it started raining, the Chi-Chi the chimpanzee ran into one of her zoo handler's arms and was like, "It's cold and rainy. I'm so sorry. I'll never leave the zoo again." And then she gladly returned to the zoo, even hopping on a bicycle while wearing a rain jacket. Let's take a look at Chi-Chi's experience.
Is it me or gremlins that can't get wet? I forget.
Look at the size of her. She's pretty big.
Oh, yeah.
Chimp. She's just walking around Kharkiv, just having
She
a
looks
good
like
time.
a gorilla, not a chimp.
I know.
Oh yeah, she's a sizable one. But yeah, she was strolling the streets all day.
And
like there's just people watching
it
her.
It rained, and she was like, "Please take me back to the zoo." And they put her on a bicycle and rolled her back to the zoo.
I'm glad they didn't, that they avoided any type of
mauling.
And also war.
Yeah,
war. Yeah. Maulings, war, lots of problems when you're rescuing a chimp inside a war zone. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned two big pieces to the last part of the story. You mentioned, a good version of a zoo and war, which Chi-Chi, to make matters worse, Chi-Chi used to be living. She's only been in the Kharkiv Zoo for a little while because she was in an all outdoor open zoo farm place previously without bars and containment, but Russia came and attacked it and killed all the zookeepers there. So they.
Are you kidding?
No.
So she got moved. She got downgraded to the.
She got downgraded because Russia stormed the outdoor zoo lands area.
I don't want to be shitty.
Yeah.
Because look, I didn't volunteer when our country went to war. like my spouse did, and lots of members of the Hardo Hive did, brave people, unlike
Shout
myself. But shouldn't this chimp, I don't know, be fighting? I'm just saying. It seems it seems like
she certainly watched her handlers get.
You
murdered.
go into a do or die situation.
Yeah.
You could use everybody. I mean, dude, the Queen was a mechanic during World War II. You know, this chimp,
the chimp doesn't
put a gun
have
in the
side.
hand.
The chimp doesn't have a side.
Pat,
we were
she's
just talking
scared of
about
rain.
how she's in a zoo. She just hates everybody. She doesn't like the rain. She doesn't like her handlers. She doesn't want. She wants to be out of the cage.
Then back her into a situation she can't get out of.
This is what
without taking some arms off.
Pat, this is my whole point about the orcas. We need to stop
disarmament plan.
No, Pat. We need to stop hurting the orcas and containing them in tanks. We need to be teaming up with them out in the wild. This is the same thing. If you teamed up with them and you respected these animals, maybe they would help you out.
I'm going to bring this up to Kate later on this evening.
Good.
Yeah. Arm the
chimpanzee army.
Isn't this
they'd
a little
be way better
not
behaved if you put 'em out.
patriotic of this chimp?
Look, Pat, if you didn't have it in the jail, in the animal jail, the zoo, and you had it out with its buddies, and you came and trained it once in a while, and then you said, "Hey, it's time to roll, chimp." And then that chimp is going to go
by not imprisoning it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
If you have some respect for it first, if you want to have it on your side.
Yeah.
Quick aside, before, we're totally derailing Mark's story, but do you guys remember
the end of this story? It's stressful time for Chi-Chi.
Do you remember Planet of the Apes? The one that came out like 7 years ago, the viral marketing campaign they did with
that trilogy
chimp who had the automatic weapon in its hand. They uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah, that trilogy was awesome.
It was good. It was really good.
Yeah, and that's what they should be doing, I guess. All right. Next one. Have you guys ever been to a ribbon cutting ceremony?
No.
Never.
No. What about like a boat's maiden voyage where they break the giant champagne bottle on the starboard? Is that
and I said no too fast. I
don't know.
I think I went to the ribbon cutting ceremony of the new Herndon Town Hall.
Right,
because I lived like in downtown.
Yeah, the new library downtown. Those are pretty snobby events, though, like ribbon cutting ceremonies and boats' maiden voyages, which
it's pretty stupid.
Which
makes it take
one for the champagne index,
which makes this new bridge ribbon cutting ceremony in Kinshasa, which is the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, all the more funnier. It's like when a boat hits an iceberg right after their maiden voyage. Here we go. And right after they cut the bridge collapses. The second they cut the ribbon. Whoa. And there it is, collapsed into
it's such an unimpressive tiny bridge.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, they went and did a video to bridge cut.
Jesus.
It's like a bridge over a creek. And they were doing a ribbon cutting for it?
It was a bridge over a creek. Now it's a bridge in a creek.
Someone really wanted a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Yeah, it's
so much so that they threw together a shoddy bridge.
Yeah.
Pretty embarrassing. Could be South Korea. I mean, North Korean too. They build a lot of stuff out there.
Pretty embarrassing. Both handrails broke off as the bridge cracked at its center, and then the entire bridge just sunk into the shallow water. Luckily, no one was seriously injured. And Steve B3 of the internet had the best take on the situation, saying that ribbon was holding the bridge up, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, like, how the fuck? That's terrible. If you're gonna have a ribbon cutting, you have to like quadruple check to make sure that everything is good to go.
Yeah,
you can't roll up to a ribbon cutting not knowing that your bridge
bring
is not
everyone onto the bridge. Maybe.
That's a good point.
Yeah, make sure that an engineer of some kind looked at it at some point.
Yeah, was that a walking bridge, Mark, or was a car supposed to be able to drive over that?
Oh, definitely not a car. No, that was a walking bridge, I believe. That was a footpath. Now it's in the. I don't think any Kias were going over that. And now we're at our last stop, which is an update on the Queen. We're gonna end on a sad one today, guys. In the TikTok International moment, the royal beekeepers had the very unpleasant duty this weekend of explaining to the royal bees that the Queen of England had passed away.
Oh no!
The bees got the news and they were pissed off.
Did they start like just going crazy once they heard, or what was the situation?
No, they were more somber. It was a sad day for the bees. So let me
say our queen.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't even their queen. It was the Queen of England. It wasn't the queen.
They have their own queen
working for exactly.
But she's technically the queen of all English bees.
That's correct, Pat. That's what we didn't know until now. But those bees knew it. And royal beekeeper John Chappelle, this weirdo on the right, knew it as well. He was the one that had to break the news to the bees.
Oh, no.
He tied a black ribbon on all the bee boxes, because that's what they do. And then he said some words. Whenever an important human to the bees dies, they're supposed to say some things to them. And no one's more important than the queen, he said. So he said, you knock on each hive and say, the mistress is dead, but don't you go. Your master will be a good master to you. I've done the hives at Clarence House, and I'm now in Buckingham Palace doing their hives. So he's going box to box and saying this weird poem. And the new master he's referring to, of course, is King Charles III.
So now they don't have a queen, though.
No,
they have a king.
Yeah, they have a king. The reason they talk to the bees, if you guys are wondering, is because of the crazy superstition that to not tell the bees of a change of ownership, who's in charge of them, would lead the bees to not produce honey, and sometimes even leave the hive and die of depression. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to say ownership anymore.
Well, they do. They do.
Yeah.
Oh. No, you own bees. They're your
I don't think
property.
John Chappelle's ever going to be woke on the bees. Not be.
Yeah, he owns them.
He's retired and he's volunteered to be the royal beekeeper from beekeeping.
These bees work for me.
The bees about the queen.
He's a retired beekeeper that for the past 12 years has been royal beekeeping as a retired beekeeper, and he volunteered to tell every box that the queen was dead, and he did.
So the queen owns like everything in England.
Yeah,
she owns not only like all the bees, but she owns like pretty much like all of the land that's not owned by like citizens.
That's correct, Will. But now it's all King Charles, and so the bees now are in mourning. And they've been encouraged to be kind to their new master and give him a chance, King Charles III. So they're kind of in the same boat as the people of the UK. They're just like, don't be too sad. Give him a chance. So there you go. That's it. Big Ounce, make sure you whisper that the queen is dead to your bees in Chicago.
Your dead-ass bees in your garage.
Does Big Ounce's bees respect the monarchy?
I would say it's more of a taunting way. It'd be like, it's
right.
Like the queen's dead. You guys are awesome. Fuck the queen.
I'd like to know.
Yeah. He can say JB Prickster's made some new amendments to the cash bail bonds thing. He can whisper what Prickster's doing to
That's
him.
true.
Yeah.
It's true. But he's an American, so he owns his bees.
Yeah.
That's some English person who the queen technically owns.
He owns
your bees.
them and he lets them, fry to death and all that stuff. And no one cares. Let's bring up the wheel.
Yeah, let's do it. Here it is. Tomorrow's show. Who's it going to be?
Who's on the coffee?
Cup of coffee.
God, I'm so
in
pumped.
The big time.
Back to Pat the wheel. Pat. On him.
Pat. Cup of coffee.
Up on that boy.
TikTok international moment is going to be double dipping for Mark.
Bring it back. Chisholm and Strange. That's going to do it for today's episode. Get out there. Have a great fucking day.
What did you say your name was?